Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button and keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. Alright folks, here we are after market close on Wednesday, August 30th. We're going to take a look at T2 Biosystems today. So we're going to start here on the Webull platform and look at some interesting things that happened based on our prior charting. And then we're going to flip over to the Think or Swim setup and check out the study there. So first of all, really interesting day today. In our last video, we had put in this downtrend and this uptrend, which I said was a pretty, weak uptrend versus the downtrend, but it still gave us the potential for this wedge formation. And obviously, always interested to see if there are some fireworks when price compresses into a wedge like this. And that's exactly where we landed today. There's this big gap down of almost 19% yesterday. And then today we came up, came roaring back plus a little over 19%. So the fireworks are happening. Question is, big down day followed by a big up day. We're at the wedge. We can maybe put, it would have a hard time squeezing into the wedge here again tomorrow, but we'll see if it could happen. If you're a little looser with it, and you put it here, you could say that it has room, but to me, it looks like it's got to choose a direction tomorrow or just sort of continue batting itself around this 25 to 33 level, which is a really big percentage spread, and maybe like base in that range. I don't know, but it seems as though the big movement that we're looking for coming to a wedge is sort of taking place. Now, I'm trying to see if there's maybe some additional, because this is, like I said, this is a pretty big spread, 33 down to 25. I'm trying to look and see if there's any obvious additional levels that are coming into play, and I'm going to put a couple in here so that we have a little bit more narrow range between levels. Let's say, yeah. All right, so let's zoom into the 10, see if there's anything else that seems very apparent on the 10. And this is just from yesterday and today, but there might be a level here. You see this resistance level yesterday was today's big support level. After this big scoop up in the morning, that's where it based and then made this other pretty significant push. So I would say that that's coming into play. And then additionally here, you see this attempt support yesterday pre-market flipped to confirmed resistance and then it sold off a bit. That came into play again today, where that's where it was sort of hitting this second level of resistance and this first level of resistance that flipped to support and then continued the big push off of there. Otherwise, I think these other levels pretty much hold up. Now, I know kind of the annoying thing with such low price stocks is we just end up with a level at every penny, basically 33. Now this one's down to 31, but then we go 30, 29, 28. And I can see how that's kind of like, yeah, not so helpful. And to a degree, that could be true, but it is obviously presenting a lot of motion in between these levels. And for the degree to which it's helpful, these are coming in at levels that are fractions of a penny, right? 30.37 cents, 29.33 cents. So, there is some added sort of granularity there because the price is so low. So to the degree to which it helps on the lower time frames, like the 3, 5, 10, what have you, that might be where you see more significance in those levels. But as far as the daily is concerned, it starts to look quite cluttered with all the support and resistance. But the most important thing is not even those on the daily. To me, the most important thing is this wedge and what's going to happen tomorrow. Is it going to be boring, or are we going to get some fireworks? Now, we don't have any crossover here on the EMA either. The 8 is still situated above the 21, still situated above the 34. And so if it wants to, it could come down and sort of what I tend to say is they give each other a little kiss and then, they come apart again sort of unravel like you saw here. Or this 8 could cross below the 21, and that could drive the price down. We'll have to see. Now, on the study here, because Thinkorswim doesn't do a very good job most times of displaying this channel on a higher time frame like the daily for low price stocks, just be aware that this is the 1 hour time frame versus the daily here. But if we want to get a sense of where things sit after the hour candles were put in today's action, let's just take a look at the last 3 days. So we're situated, basically stuck between the lower bound and the mid-range. The mid-range is that bright blue line for both of those days. Now today, we saw that big significant candle attempting to stretch over the mid-range and then confirm support. And that's when it gave that big push to the upper bound of the channel and shrugged off, maybe coming down toward the mid-range. Or if it does have some really good bullish momentum, maybe it's going to ride this green cloud and ride that support wave. That's, to me, a much stronger motion versus having to come down and test the mid-range. And even then, if it does test the mid-range, it may give it up and drop further. So sort of situated itself in an interesting spot at close. Also, there were a couple of triggering candles here in the TTM squeeze that then fired and actually gave, a decent indication, at least for a couple of candles. Now, it is interesting. Price for the last 3 hours, I guess including this after hour, drawing down, but TTM squeeze indicator saying that bullish momentum continuing to pick up while the RSI is dropping. So all sorts of kind of anomalies and oddness happening here while we are confronting this wedge that needs to sort of get displaced one way or another tomorrow. So I'm just mostly interested to see, are we going to get the bang that we want? All right, folks, I hope you had a happy hump day and that you finished the week off strong in the days ahead. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.